So this was our circuit when we were pushing out the digital output on the LED and it was blinking like this. What we are going to do is we are going to change the circuit to make the LED fade in and fade out. So it basically works as a dimmer switch, right? Not a dimmer switch, but a timer dimmer kind of. It will slowly glow and then go back to down, slowly switching off or glowing off rather. We'll see how we do that. So I'm just going to close the code window for now. There's going to be a tiny bit change in the circuit. Currently you can see the resistor and the LED are attached to pin number 13. But for this particular code to function, we cannot use pin number 13. We will have to use either pin 10, 11, 9 or 5, 6 and 3. For now, I'm going to go with pin number 9. Since we need to put in an analog output for our LED to fade in and fade out, that is the reason why we will have to change the pins. Let's look at the code. We don't need this code anymore, so we are going to push them out. For coding an analog output, you will have to look for count block. I'm going to drag my window a little bit so that you can see the entire count block when I drag it. Here is your count block. We are going to define this or rename this variable rather from I to, let's call it brightness, since that's what we are varying. We are going to set the output of the pin 9 this time. As you can see, we have connected to pin number 9. That's the reason. So go to the output block and select the third one. Since we are going to give the digits in an analog manner, we cannot take high or low. That is the reason we are going to go with the third one. Select 9 from the drop down. Click on variables over here and drag the brightness to this block. Now for an LED, the highest value where it is brightest will be 255 and the lowest would be 0. So you have to change that over here. Another thing is by 1 would be really slow. So we are going to change it by 5. So every time this loop, it's basically a loop, and every time it runs, it's going to increase the value of that LED's brightness by 5. So it will start with 5, then go to 10 and so on until it goes to 255. We are going to also induce a little bit of wait over here, but 1 second is too much. So we are going to change it to 30 milliseconds so it gives you the fading effect. This particular block now will function in such a way that it will actually fade in the LED and it will start glowing slowly. But you also want it to glow out slowly. So you just duplicate this one, put it below, but change some values. What are the values that you're going to change? You're going to change up to down and from 0 to 255 and 255 to 0. And that's it. Now when you start the simulation, you can switch off the code window to see the code working better. You can see it slowly fades in and then fades out and fades in and fades out and so on. So that is your analog output in a digital pin number 9.